earbuds that are truly wireless? Why not?
Jazz Club.
What's up guys, Ice here because now Ice can. Thanks for visiting my channel. This is where I share my thoughts, feedback on tech items or gadgets that I use or pique my interest. If you're like me and you're into music, it's always nice to have a good playlist running on the background while, say, doing coffee runs or running errands or just mainly going to and from the office or school. But I always get restrained because I don't like unraveling my Samsung headset and its long wire and then later on neatly packing it back into my bag. So I said, why not go for some wireless earbuds? So for wireless earbuds, you'll often hear Apple. Personally, I'm not really a fan of the Apple brand, but I've heard and read a lot of good reviews pertaining to the AirPods. But yeah, it's still not for me. I don't like the design, I don't like the stem sticking out. So I opted to go for a different brand. I actually purchased the Jabra Elite 65T. Now the Jabra Elite 65T costs roughly around $165 in Amazon. I got it here locally in Singapore and it retailed roughly around $250. Yes, I know it's pricey, but with the sound quality that it provides, the fit, and especially the design, pretty much a good investment for me. Now the Elite 65T comes in a very simple packaging that contains your Elite 65T earbuds, your charging case, your USB cable, and silicone pieces for your earplugs. Now initially I was really very hesitant to get these wireless or any wireless earbuds for that matter because I had the fear of it falling off. But with the research that I've done and also with the help of the salesperson that I was talking to, they were able to explain to me that it's all about the fit. If you have wireless earbuds, you have to make sure that the fit on your ear is perfect, else it will fall off. And after dropping like that load of amount of cash, doesn't seem ideal, right? The Elite 65T is pretty simple to put on. You just have to do an inward twist and the mic, which is a bit protruding, just a bit, not as long as the stem of the AirPod, would be extending and pointing to your mouth. So it actually sits at the gap of your ear. So the Elite 65T has 4 microphones, 5.1mm speakers. It has 15 hours of total charge. The earpods alone have 5 hours and your carrying case has 2 times more. Yes, I know it's not as prestigious as the claim of the Apple AirPods for 24 hours, but 15 hours works for me. It can handle 2 devices at the same time and it has an IP55 rating when it comes to water resistance and dust resistance. I will provide on the show notes below the link to the Jabra Elite 65T website so that at least you can have a read of the long list of features and functions it has. For anything that I'll be using with music or anything related to sound, audio quality for me is paramount. And for the size of these Elite 65T, I'm really amazed because you do have good sound quality. The bass is present. It's not overly booming, obviously for the size, right? Now the highs and the mids are there. They're present. They have a good amount of clarity. Crispness is there, although I would have liked a bit of more treble. As long as you find the perfect fit of the silicone, then the sound that it will create is actually great. Now it's also worth noting that there are audio cues and dialogue that will come from the Elite 65T when you're operating it, and that's one thing that I appreciate because it's not too distracting and it's just about right and it's not robotic. Now, given that it's a headset, definitely it'll have a microphone. I was able to test the microphone when I was at the airport last month, and my wife told me that there was no issue in hearing me, clarity even with the noise around. And one more thing that I liked about the Elite 65T is actually the application. It's very intuitive. There's no convoluting information that you have to go through, and you can adjust your equalizer or your audio balance. You have different profiles, adjusting your pass-through so that you don't have to remove the earbud and you'll be able to hear around you. And you also have a profile if you need assistance in either focusing on what you're doing or sleeping. But there are two things that I don't like with the 65T. One, the texture. It's actually plastic and it's slippery. Now there is an active version or variant of the 65T which is rubberized. That's actually good, because the very first time that I opened this, when I popped out the earbuds, because it was slippery, it fell down. But I guess that just attests that it's a good build, because it's been working ever since and I had no issues with it, even it falling from the table or falling from my hand. It would have been better if they just put some anti-slip, just some strips here and there, just to make sure that you have something to hold on to, because this guy can slip, really. So you have to be careful when you're opening it and you're planning to use it, especially when you're out. The second one would be the sides. I mean, it would have been perfect if it was a tad bit smaller so that it doesn't protrude from your ear that much. It is a favorable design to me compared to the AirPods, but just a bit smaller would have been better. Well, that's about it, guys, for this 65T. That's all I have for it, because it would take me quite a long video to discuss everything that I liked about this. Now, wireless earbuds is definitely not for everyone, but if you are in the market, why not have a look at the Jabra 65T? Or if you have $20 to $30 more, you can opt for the active variant, which is rubberized and is IP56 versus the Elite as IP55. So guys, if you like this video, please click on the like button, and also consider subscribing and hitting on the bell so that you get notified if I post something new. For any comments, suggestions, or questions, feel free to leave them on the comment section below. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until the next video, let's all remember, we're all here to learn. Peace.